right, math lesson number 2 for 3rd grade. So we're still focusing on multiplication, but our objective today is we will be able to relate multiplication to the array model. Array. So you're going to learn about what an array is today and how that relates to multiplication. But before we get started, I want you to pause the video and make sure that you have your whiteboard, you have your expo marker for your whiteboard, and you have an eraser for your whiteboard. So pause the video and go get those things first. All right. Before we get started in talking about arrays, we are going to do a quick warm-up. So this is what we saw yesterday. This is a quick review from yesterday. And so on your whiteboard, you are going to solve these problems. I'm going to walk you through it. So this says, how many groups are circled? So look at this picture, and how many groups do you see circled? How many are in each group? And then write this as an addition sentence. So repeated addition sentence. Write a multiplication sentence for 3 5s equals 15. So first, let's do this part. Let's write an addition sentence for this. And let's look at how many groups do we have. I see that I have 1, 2, 3 groups, right? So my repeated addition sentence is going to have 3 groups. Oh, I ran out of room. That's okay. And now I'm going to look at how many stars are in each group. And I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars in each group. So I'm going to put 5, 5, 5. And now I'm going to skip. I know my 5s by skip counting. So I'm going to say 5, 10, 15. So I know my total is 15. Now I want to write that as a multiplication sentence. And you can do this on your whiteboard. Remember, you can pause this at any time if you feel like I'm going too fast. Just pause it, write it down. And so now we're going to do the multiplication sentence. What is the multiplication sentence for this? Pause the video, and I want you to do that and see if you get it right. You should have put, we have 3 groups. Remember, this first one is always the number of groups times 5. You had 5 in each group. And when we skip counted, our total was 15. So hopefully that's what you got. All right, this next one's a little bit harder. Here we go. So here, it's a lot, right? Wow, there's a lot of stars here. Let's first, how many groups are circled? So figure out how many groups are circled. So count those first. If you need to pause the video, you can. And then he says, how many are in each group? So now you want to count how many stars are in one group. Pause the video to do that. And now it says, write this as an addition sentence, and we're going to write it as a multiplication sentence. Okay? For 5 10s equals 50. Okay, so I'm going to do it down here. So first we're going to look at, I want you guys to do the addition sentence. So I want you to do your repeated addition sentence. Let's see if you get it right. So pause the video, do your repeated addition sentence for this problem. So here you should have put, if you've pushed play already, you should have done 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I put an extra one there. And in each of the groups here, is how many stars? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in each group, we have 10 stars. Now I know that I can count by 10, and I know you can. So let's count by 10s to see what our total is. Let's see if you got it right. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now I don't want you guys don't feel like you have to draw this picture. I just want you to draw the repeated addition sentence, and now we're going to do the multiplication sentence. So blank times blank equals blank. Pause the video after you write this down on your whiteboard. Pause your video and see if you get it right. So I know this first one is the number of groups that I have, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So I'm going to put 5 here. And I know that I have 10 in each group. So 5 times 10. And when I skip counted by 10s 5 times, I know that my total or my product is 50. So hopefully you got that right. Pat yourself on the back if you did. If you didn't, that's okay. We're going to keep practicing. All right, we're switching gears now. You can cap your expo marker. You can put your pen down and you can focus on this next problem that we're going to do. This is called the application problem. Some of you guys might notice this in your Eureka math books. You do not have to write it today in your Eureka math books. I'm going to have you guys just watch this for today. Okay, so we have, the application problem is always a word problem that we have to try and figure out, but we're going to do it together. Okay, so Jordan has 3 lemons to make 1 pitcher of lemonade. He makes 4 pitchers. How many lemons does he use all together? Use the RDW process to show your solution. RDW, what does that mean? Well, RDW means that we're going to read the problem, which we just did. We are going to draw a picture, or maybe we'll try and solve it like in a number sentence, like multiplication or a repeated addition sentence. And we are going to write a sentence after we have solved the problem. So we read it, we did that. Now I think I might draw it this time because they gave us some pictures down here. So I'm going to draw, they already did the lemons for me. And I know I'm going to circle 3 lemons. That's important, right? We know that when Jordan does his lemonade, he uses 3 lemons for every 1 pitcher. And the total, he does 4 pitchers of lemons, right? So here is my pitcher 1. I'll put a little handle on it. Here's my pitcher 2 for my lemonade. Here's my pitcher 3. Whoops. And here's my pitcher 4. All right, so now I have my 4 pitchers of lemons for my lemonade, and I have 3 lemons in each pitcher. So I can I'm thinking, how can I solve this problem? So what's the question? The question is, how many lemons does he use all together? That's a key word there, all together. That all together means the total. So what is the total amount of lemons that he needs to make 4 pitchers? So I'm going to think about this. I want you guys to think about this. How would you solve this? Would you subtract the lemons? Would you add the lemons? Would you multiply the lemons? I think there's a couple ways you could do this, and I'm going to show you both, okay? I know that I have 4 pitchers, so I think I'm going to start off with doing a repeated addition sentence. So I know that I need 4 pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know in each pitcher, I have 3 lemons. So now I can skip count by 3s to figure out what my total is. Let's skip count together. Ready? 3, 6, 9, 12. So my total is 12. He needed 12 lemons to make 4 pitchers of lemonade. I could also have solved this by multiplication. So I could have said, okay, how many groups do I have? I have 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups, 4 groups. 4 times how many in each group? 3, and that equals 12. So I drew it. Now I'm going to write it. And I don't have a whole lot of room to write, but I'm going to write it down here. Jordan needs 12 lemons. Ta-da! Very cool. So we will try to do an application on every lesson, hopefully. Okay, now we're going to get into some arrays. Let's talk about arrays now. So here we go. So I want to talk to you guys about rows, okay? What does a row mean? Does a row go left to right? So does it, let's see if I can do it with my finger. Does it go this way? Or does a row go up and down? Okay, what do you think? Left to right or up and down? A row, if you think of like a movie theater, right? A row goes left to right. Where you sit, you go into the row, right? It goes left to right. So here, let's call this straight line right here. This is going to be our row, okay? And so we're going to use, let me switch my paper here. We are going to uncover 1 row at a time, okay? So as we uncover it, we're going to write the new total of circles to the right. So I'm going to put a new total here. So how many circles do I have in this first row? I have 3, right? Now I'm going to move it down. Let's see if we can move that. There we go. Now I'm going to move it down. How many do I have now? Counting this row, on this row, now I have a total of 6. 2 rows of 3 in each row, and that equals 6. Move it down a little bit more. Now I have my 3rd row. 3, 6. Now how many circles do I have in total? I have 9. Ooh, now we have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with 3 circles in each row. And that equals, so total altogether right now equals 12 circles. We'll scoot it down some more. Now I have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows with 3 in each row. And that equals 15. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to stop counting my rows for right now. Now I know I have 3 more circles. 15 plus 3 more is 18. So we're skip counting by 3s here, right? And then I have 3 more than 18 is 21. And then after that, if I add 3 more, I have 24. Whew, I'm getting tired. And then my last row here, now my total is 27. Oh my goodness, so I have 27 circles here. Now I'm gonna take this away real quick. I need to figure out how many rows of 3 did we count? So I'm going to go back to my picture. How many rows of 3s did we count? Well, let's find out. 1 row, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. Oh my goodness, I have nine rows here. And now I need to figure out how many circles were in each row. How many circles were in each row? Oh, wait, that's easy, right? We know in this row, in each row, there was 3 circles. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now we are going to find our total. Well, we already found our total, right? We skip counted by 3s, and we know our total is 27. There are 27 circles here all together. So 9 times 3 equals 27. Okay, so here we're just watching Miss McAllister right now. That's all we're doing. This next one we're going to watch too. You don't have to do this. You just have to watch me do it and follow along. Okay, so now this is what we call an array. So let me go back to our circles here. This whole thing right here, because we are doing it in rows and it's in order, right? It's in nice order. This is called an array. This whole thing here. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on. Instead of having different groups like this, they're random like that, we're going to focus on arrays now. So having our groups in an order. Okay, so now let's look at this one. Let's take a look at this array, right? We're showing the rows from left to right. And at my signal, I want you to tell me how many rectangles are just in the top row. So I'm going to cover it up. How many are just in this top row? 4, right? We have 4 in this top row. Awesome. And we have the same amount in the next row, right? So now how many do we have? We have 8. Now we're skip counting by what? Skip counting by 4s. And then the last row, now how many do we have? 12. So that's our total, right? Our total rectangles is 12. So now we're going to write a multiplication sentence for this on the side. Remember, this first one is the number of rows or the number of groups. So this is, even though this is called a row, it's also called a group, okay? So we have, let's count how many rows we have. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 rows. And then how many do we have in each group or in each row? That's going to go next. Number in each row. And there are 4. And we can skip count by 4s to figure out our answer. 4, 8, 12. Or to double check, just to make sure we got it right, is we can count up each of the rectangles. So that is called our total. All right. Let's do one more just like that. You're going to watch this one again, and then I'm going to have you do a couple on your own. So the size of row 1 is how many? It's 4, right? It's 4 rectangles. Oops, sorry, I already did this one. Okay, so now it's time for you guys to do it. All right, so get your whiteboard out. Pause the video if you need to get your whiteboard and your marker all ready, your Expo marker and your eraser. Okay, here we go. Let's fill in the multiplication equation for this array. So remember, this first one is going to be number of rows. This one's going to be number in each group or row. okay? And this is going to be your total. Okay, so how many rows do you have? I want you to try this on your own. Go ahead and pause the video. Try it on your own, and then let's see if you get it right. Okay, so you've already done it, and so now I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's see if you got it right. How many rows do we have? 1, 2. I have 2 rows, so you should have put a number 2 here. How many are in each group or each row? Well, I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I can skip count and figure out what the total is, right? So I'm going to skip count by 6s. Oh my goodness. Ready? 6. Ooh, that's hard. What's after 6? Well, I can count my fingers. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the next one is 12. So our total all together is, you should have put in 12. To double check to make sure you got it right, you could count up the rectangles to make sure you got it right. All right, next one, go ahead and erase your board. And I want you guys to remember, you do not have to draw the pictures, okay? Do not draw the pictures. But on this one, what you're gonna do is you are going to so you're gonna draw showing 3 equal groups of 5. So, but we're gonna redraw this picture as an array. Okay, so, and as an array with 3 rows of 5. So I have 3 groups, and I have 5 in each group. I want you to redraw this as an array. Go ahead and pause the video, and then when you unpause, you can see if you got it right. Okay, so let's see if you got it right. We know we have 5 in each row. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my first row. I did this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my third one. So now I just created an array that's 3 rows with 5 in each row. All right. So now let's do this one. But this time they already did the array for you. So you need to figure out what the multiplication sentence is for this. What is the multiplication sentence for this? So you have, okay, so we have an array here. And I want you to, this first one, I want you to remember, this is number of rows, number in each row, and this last one is your total, or they also call it a product. So pause the video and see if you can come up with the answer to this one. Okay, here we go. I'm first going to fill in these ones. Number of rows. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 rows. Let's see how many number in each row. How many do I have in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 in each row. Now I'm going to skip count to find the product or to find the total. We're going to skip count by what? What are we going to skip count by? 3s or 5s? We're going to skip count by 5s, right? 5, 10, 15. So our total is 15. Hopefully you got it right. If not, you can try it again. So rewind the video and you can try it again. Okay, last one, my sweets, and then you guys will do your independent work in your Eureka books. We are going to redraw this picture as an array with 6 rows of 2. So I have 6 groups with 2 in each group, or 2 in each row. Pause the video and see if you can do that. All right, here we go. So we have 6 rows of 2. See if you got it right. So I'm gonna have 6 rows, right? 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows. So hopefully this is your picture looks exactly like mine, hopefully. Maybe not exactly, but very close to it, right? You have 6 rows of 2. Now I want you to pause the video and I want you to tell me what your multiplication sentence is with your product, with your total. Okay, you should have put, we know that this first one is always number of groups. I have how many groups or how many rows? I have 6. How many number in each group? I have 2 in each group. 1, 2. Now I'm going to skip count by what? What can I skip count by to find my total or my product? I'm going to skip count by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, oops, 10, not 9, 12. So I know my product, my total is 12. All right, my sweets, now you are going to go to your Eureka math book and you are going to do page, let me find it. You are going to do page, here it goes, okay. You're going to do page, hopefully you can see this, you're going to do page 11. So this is exactly what we just did. They're just asking you questions. So how many rows of cars are there? How many cars are in each row? So you will put the numbers there. And it looks like down here on number 4, they end up asking you, write the multiplication expression, or this also means the multiplication sentence to describe the total number of rectangles. So blank times blank equals blank. You also need to do page 12. These are just some word problems. It's exactly what we just did. We're going to redraw the dots to make an array. Okay? Good luck.